Does it now? I never would have guessed the new war arrives next week, 15th of December, on all platforms. Nothing about this has been mentioned anywhere, he says sarcastically, considering it's been everywhere since basically TennoCon, where they confirmed it was definitely coming this year, though they are cutting it very close. But probably more important than the long-awaited quest is the fact that the new Warframe, Caliban, kind of a cross-mismatched bunch of frames, but sentient as well, will be coming with it. And the abilities look like they're going to be quite interesting. Razor Gyre basically become a spinning vortex of death is what they referred to it as. This is actually one of the sentience abilities that the frame is going to have as what is, I'm assuming they're in order, the first ability that basically allows you to spin and deal damage to them, which means leveling this frame is going to be stupidly easy because, as you may well know, Warframes who have abilities in their first ability slot that deal damage means that you can just level them up quicker because you can get kills with the Warframe instead of using support until like rank 10 and then basically using your fourth ability all the way throughout to level it up as quickly as you possibly could. First ability does this, which I liked. Then there was the second ability called Sentient Wrath. Smash the ground, sending out a, well, if we actually play the video with it at the same time, it's Rhino. It sends out a destructive blast that I will admit does look much better than Rhino's, but as it spreads out, it kind of lifts the enemies into the air, so it's like Rhino and Hildren mixed into one. While in the air, it amplifies the damage that they take. It doesn't actually say that. It says, lifted into the air. Well, it does actually, where they take amplified damage. I didn't say they take amplified damage. So I didn't say the word they. But, interesting the fact that this is the third time they have reused Rhino's stomp ability. They're kind of almost as if they're running out of ideas here. Especially since while they're levitating in the air they take more damage. It's literally Hildren and Rhino's ability. But that's kind of what Caliban is. He's a mixture of different Warframes that was put together by Error. Is it actually written here? Yes! Engineered by sentient leader Error. Which means it makes sense that Caliban is using other abilities. Then there is lethal Progeny. Basically, summon a sentient to help you. Kind of like the golems for another frame we're not really going to mention the name of right now. But it says one of three comrades to come and fight by your side. It only shows one, but the description of it says, call on Caliban's sentient aspect to produce up to 3 comrades to fight at his side, meaning they will repair the shields when not in combat, so you basically summon them when not in combat and they will give you your shields back. I can think of many uses where that is going to be stupidly useful. Very useful actually, where you use your shields to hijack things. It's literally called a hijack mission, by the way. If you have these guys out, then your shields could possibly be almost infinite. Ending with the fourth ability, Fusion Strike. This one, hands down, I'm hoping does a lot of damage because sends out 3 beams of raw energy and they kind of converge on a single point, causing a massive reactive blast. The fallout from the blast will strip the armor of all enemies that touched it. So you can basically cast this just to strip armor from enemies, meaning they will go down so much quicker. And it also looks very much like an operator ability. Just saying. Especially from all the cinematics, where the operators are using this, especially the most recent one. So, Fusion Strike. The ability to strip the armor from enemies that it doesn't kill. That is where I think there could be kind of big problems, because a lot of people will instantly look at this and think, well, isn't this ability meant to take out enemies because it's basically the ultimate ability, the fourth ability, the uber ability, whatever you want to call it? It should take them out, deal more damage, however you actually want to put that, but it kind of, to me, it's the fact it strips the armor from all enemies that you have touched after it has let out the blast when it converges onto one. So you can basically cast it, clear a room of all armor, and then take the enemies out much easier after using it, saving power, well, energy, and lots of power and energy are kind of the same thing. Time and lots of other things. Yes, it would be nice if it does a really nice amount of damage at the same time, but stripping the armor, kind of more important to anything else for me, at least, right there. With a passive that basically says allies within affinity range, depends where it is, because affinity range for Railjack is basically everywhere. I mean, oh, I wish they would just get rid of affinity range and just have it all members of the squad receive shared affinity everywhere. Same with the items. They did it for Railjack, and it would be great if they did it everywhere else, because survival missions are starting to get a little bit silly when people spread out, and it's getting harder to level up because you can't leech that shared affinity because there's nobody around you, and they can't level up off you while you're killing everything because they're out of range. So that has me intrigued, because in Railjack that means when this is active, it says they gain increased resistance to the type of damage they are currently taking. Phrasing right there. Is that the kind of damage that Caliban is taking, or the kind of damage that the ally is taking? Because that's important. If it's within range of the Caliban, and it's the damage they are taking, does that basically make them resistant to, well, it's increased resistance, so it doesn't make them instantly resistant to it, but does that mean it's going to increase resistance to basically all damage types? Or just the kind of damage type that Caliban gets? Looking forward to this frame more and more after seeing the abilities, but it just says, stay tuned for more information on how to earn Caliban in game, or find his full collection in the marketplace when the, well, it doesn't say marketplace, it just says in market, carrying on, when the new war launches December 15th. It should also at the end say on all platforms, because that's kind of a biggie, but it can't be denied. He looks like a good frame. There is, well, I'm not sure if that's actually a scythe-based melee weapon he's going to come with. I'm not really seeing any kind of secondary or primary weapon, because his left hand is kind of empty in front of his face, and the other one's holding the melee weapon. But that could be a pistol on his left eye. And I'm sorry, I mentioned it before, I'll mention it again. I know that technically this frame is using Rhino's Stomp ability mixed with a bit of Hildred at the same time, who is also using the same ability as Rhino. But that could be being split in half. They are going to receive so many jokes about that. It's actually already starting to lose its funniness. And this frame isn't out yet. The fact that he is just basically split straight up the middle, kind of like all the Sentients are, visually, should be a very interesting frame. Let me know in the comment section. What do you think? Is Caliban going to be the good frame? They usually go good frame, bad frame, good frame, bad frame, good frame, bad frame. Everybody keeps saying Yreli is a bad frame. I keep disagreeing with this and getting wrong for it. I enjoy a bit of Yreli. She is quite a fun frame to use. If you're going to use her on higher level stuff, you obviously mod her completely different or take a different frame. But if you're doing just general running around stuff, she is a lot of fun to use. But everybody keeps saying she was a bad frame. So does that mean that before Caliban has even come out, he is going to be a good frame? Obviously we have to wait until December the 15th to figure that out, but we'll leave this off here. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.